cum laude induction ceremony, Gabriel Diaz, class of 2018, will perform Zardas. Gabriel, thank you very, very much. It is my great pleasure to welcome you, students, colleagues, and parents to the ceremony to induct members of the class of 2017 to the Millbrook School chapter of the Cum Laude Society. This is indeed a proud and celebratory moment for these scholars, for their proud parents and teachers, and for the school. Founded in 1906, the Cum Laude Society stands today for scholastic achievement of the highest order. In keeping with our motto and our mission, Millbrook students elected to cum laude must achieve the highest levels of academic success while also enhancing the experience of their peers in the classroom. Simply, they must live non sibi sed cunctus in their academic lives. We gather this evening to recognize and to honor each person for her or his truly exceptional scholarship and for the ways they have enriched the academic experiences of their peers and enhanced the intellectual atmosphere on campus. The following sixth formers are the cum laude inductees for the class of 2017. Please hold your applause until I read the names. John Buckholtz, Amanda Clisby, Samantha Cole, William Conti, Sophia Denny, Thomas Denny, Jennifer Hughes, Victor Liu, Olivia May, Lucinda Mills, Alexis Shear, Harry Simons, Yi Lin, Valerie Tan, Andrew Tartaro, Laura Toland, Tess Toland, Si Hyun Wei. Congratulations, and please come forward with your advisors. The motto of the Cum Laude Society is Arete, Dike, and Time. Excellence, justice, and honor. Arete includes the concept of excellence in the moral sense and is not limited to the idea of superiority in scholarship, nor does it involve the endeavor of competing primarily for academic goals. DK includes the concept of what is suitable and appropriate as well as just. Time includes the concept of dignity and truth as well, again, as honor. To begin the individual inductions, I will now invite your advisor to speak on your behalf and to present you with your cum laude certificate and pin. You'll then sign the log of all Millbrook School's cum laude members. Mr. Clisby.
Thank you. Parenthetically, if these people seem a little bleary-eyed, it may be because the Blaine essays were due, there's an 8-page AP English paper, and the independent science research posters were due today. That's what senior spring is at Millbrook. Jack Buckholtz managed one of the most difficult tasks at Millbrook, arriving as a fifth former as a new student and doing the highest quality academic work almost from the outset. We demand a lot from our fifth formers, in part because we expect that they will have gained skills from their experience here. Not only did Jack face that challenge without flinching, oh, maybe a little flinching, but he did it with enthusiasm and good humor. Probably the key to his success, though, is his genuine humility. If you've ever praised or criticized Jack for anything, you'll know that he takes for granted that he always could have done better. This sincere humility leads not to self-flagellation or remorse, but determined next steps. It's what makes him such a valued member of class discussions, such a helpful partner in group work, and such an accomplished scholar in his own right. It's an honor to induct him into Cum Laude Society. Congratulations, Jack. Yeah, too. I haven't slept much. People call Olivia Smiley. I don't know why. I do have a good idea why she was named the Cum Laude Society, though. It's because she took Spanish 4 as a third former. It made her cry, but she figured out how to communicate in class, how to manage multi-stop projects in a second language, and just how to deal with those Spanish things. It's because she devoted hours to creating electrical circuits in advanced physics. It made her cry, but she never did get it to work, but she was determined to conquer the task no matter how late she had to stay up. It's because she learned to write poetry in fourth form English. It made her cry, but she did it. It's because she put together an excellent term paper in U.S. history. It made her cry, and there were times when she wondered whether she would ever write something that she liked, but she succeeded in the end. In other words, Olivia's up here because of the genuine joy she takes in learning. I'm serious. Every one of those accomplishments was made possible because of the drive that can only come from an intrinsic love of school and everything it represents. Olivia achieves, but that's not all. She learns the way true scholars do. That's why. Congratulations, Liv.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to take a picture.
Amanda is a cranky intellectual, and I mean this in the best possible way. Like other intellectual cranks, she requires facts and reason as a means of giving her academic purpose, which ultimately yields a pursuit filled with meaning. Her modus operandi is, prove it, and why should I care? This is also to say that she demands the absolute best from others, mostly because she demands the absolute best from herself. As a leader on the silo and the queen of the stang, she practices what she preaches. No wasted words, no wasted time, a skill she undoubtedly learned during her time at the New England Young Writers Conference her sophomore year. Her biting wit, stoic skepticism, and minimalistic approach to discerning the most effective and appropriate of words separate her from her peers and solidify her place among the best and brightest in the Cum Laude Society. Congratulations, Amanda the Mudge. So very proud of you.
In 1953, Norman Rockwell made a painting called The Young Lady with a Shiner. The subject of that painting is a young girl sitting outside the principal's office, maybe 11, 12, or 13 years old, with wild pigtails, untied shoes, a Band-Aid on her knee, and a huge purple black eye. She stares straight at the viewer with a wide, proud grin on her face. We don't know who the boy was. It must certainly have been a boy, but we're pretty sure he's not smiling. For me, this is and shall always be a painting of Samantha Cole. I think that we are collectively sometimes lazy when we imagine what it must mean for a student to be inducted into the Cum Laude Society. We presume that school must have been easy for her, that she has a gift that others don't have. We presume that she hasn't had to struggle like the rest of us. But for Samantha, academic success is a slugfest. She's just as likely to get punched in the face by BC Calculus as she is to land an uppercut in the jaw of AP Statistics. Honors English in the fifth form gave her some cheap shots last year to the gut, but she came back strong in the final round. The thing that gets me about the painting and about Samantha is the smile. School beats her up sometimes, and she loves the fight. Samantha's proud of what she has accomplished, and I'm so very proud of her too. She's earned every point in this match, and by unanimous decision, Samantha remains an undefeated academic heavyweight. Congratulations.
I want a picture too, come on. Way to go, Samantha!
In the American cinematic classic, Men in Black, the villain is a giant extraterrestrial insect who devours the innards of a man named Edgar and wears the man's skin as a kind of disguise. Edgar's wife says, "It was like he was wearing some kind of suit, like an Edgar suit." This has been a tough week for my advisee, Victor. A major essay for AP English that Mr. Clisby was talking about, a final paper for his independent science research project that Mr. Clisby was talking about. More on that project in a moment. Not one, but two Blaines, and preparing a huge installation of 30 photographs of his work for honors photography in the Hamilton Gallery, all roughly due at the same time. And in Victor's own personal hell on earth, BC Calculus, and his athletic passion as the captain of JV lacrosse, and he hasn't had a lot of time off recently. How you doing, Victor?
Good.
I don't know how he does it, or rather I didn't know until I learned about Victor's science project. He's been studying praying mantises, those huge green-eyed bugs with triangular heads. Victor's research is about how successfully those insects can strike and kill their prey when placed in a variety of environments meant to distract or otherwise hinder the bug's focus on its prey. Stay tuned for Victor's conclusion in a couple of weeks. But it turns out, I'll give you a preview, praying mantises are really, really focused on their prey. And so after 3 years of wondering how Victor has managed to keep his focus on top-flight academic performance amidst all of the distracting stimuli of a full high school life, I have finally figured it out. I'm speaking now to the giant alien bug wearing the Victor suit. You keep doing what you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Nobody has ever had to tell Will Conte to be more inquisitive or to work harder. I am grateful for having witnessed Will's determination firsthand. Third form, Will walked into my class one day and said, "I so wish I could take French, but it doesn't fit in my schedule. I have a free during this block. Would it be okay if I just sat and listened?" It was a level 3 class, and he did not speak a word of French. I assumed he would sit in one class and never come back. Not only did he show up every single class, but he became one of the top students. While regularly making high honor roll, Will also approached his intellectual life as a way to lead and serve. He got debate club going on campus and has led the Young Conservatives Club. He stewarded the environment through leadership of recycling while at school in Wren, and of SCAPE and the community garden here at Millbrook. His enthusiasm for student tutors and for teaching ESL and Pauling is contagious. Perhaps Will's greatest gift to intellectual life on campus is that he is not concerned about being the only one in the room to have a varying opinion. Uninterested in the status quo, he has strived to push himself out of his comfort zone, and he has pushed those around him out of theirs as well. We are better because we have learned alongside him. Congratulations on your induction into Cum Laude, Will.
So I say, Sophia, you look so stoic and solemn. And she says, what does stoic and solemn mean? I say, Sophia, I had no idea you were such a talented artist. That painting is stunning. And she says, meh, it could be improved. Sophia, those girls said nasty things to you on the soccer field. She says, yes, I deserved it. Sophia, you have a heart the size of the Alps, and your intellect is German engineered. We at Millbrook have admired your balance, your work ethic, your ability to always be reasonable in the presence of passion. You have a gift, an innate ability to cut through sentiment and pierce to the point, to the purpose. We have learned from you. You have enriched this place with your extraordinary ability to observe, to listen, and exercise genuine humility in your own pursuit of enlightenment. Ich bin stolz auf dich. Je suis fier de toi. I am proud of you. Alexis. In honor of Poetry Month, dropped on school road due to a family move, she hit the ground running, an instant groove. Teachers and students said, what the heck, where did we find this new intellect? She brought life to history and English, language and art, for those disciplines lie in the depths of her heart. Despite her indifference to science and math, she never let the challenges knock her off the path. Outside of the classroom, she loved problems to solve. Literary awareness, the silo, social justice, she became highly involved. We were moved by this life force suddenly here, but then, in the fifth form, she disappeared for 1 year. Off to Spain to study and travel, immerse, see the world in an attempt to satiate the curiosity of this Boston girl. But what she learned was that all she wanted was more, to push her horizons, dig deeper, discover, explore. Upon your return, you were exactly who we knew, only a magnified, exponential version of you. Thank you for your standards held enormously high. You've made it quite clear. Your limit's the sky. Congratulations.
I agree with Mr. Downs. It's Poetry Month, kids. Thomas. Dear Thomas, you've worked very hard, whether in maths class or in English, learning the bard. Your energy and joy in learning is true. It's not always easy, but you did much more than pull through. You've racked up the A's by working day and night, taking charge of the work with all of your might. I'm impressed with your work ethic, and others are too. And they have stated repeatedly, and better than these few words do, whether helping with students or feeding animals in the zoo, all of us have counted on you. Keep moving through your journey of life, continuing the focus of doing what's right, for that is how you stand here today with so little rest, having done all you can, which is always your best. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I remember distinctly meeting Jen for the first time, wearing a plaid skirt and a white blouse. All smiles and politeness, she stood out to me because she was so assertive in her quietness. I just knew she had a ton to say. Not only have I had the privilege of hearing Jen's voice frequently in my time as her advisor, I have heard it rise in volume and clarity. I have heard her voice her opinions eloquently and passionately, and I have heard her become the intellectual leader she was meant to be. A thoughtful peer counselor, a curious artist, a servant leader, an independent spirit, a hilarious dinner guest, a committed friend, the list goes on. Most significantly, Jen's initiative in launching Literacy Connections will sustain after she moves on, leaving an important legacy of intellectual generosity that she helped create. We celebrate your achievements, Jen, and welcome you to the Cum Laude Society. We know you have a whole lot more to say. Congratulations.
Lucinda, don't worry, I'm not a poet. Lucinda flies under the radar like a stealth bomber. Quiet, but does not miss a trick. Unafraid to speak her mind when it matters to her, she has excelled in discussion-based classes and led groups at the Model UN conferences. She has taken every course, AP course, while possible at Millbrook, and has done so not to impress, but because she is passionate and wants to challenge herself. Lucinda's curiosity drives this insatiable appetite for knowledge and her love of learning. She is a quiet leader whom others seek for advice, and she will always volunteer to help no matter what the project. Her quiet presence and kind touch allow her to understand how a horse's mind works, making her an impressive competitor. The same can be said of Lucinda's impact in Millbrook's classrooms. Quiet presence, kind touch, and fierce intellect. Congratulations, Lucinda, on your induction into the Cum Laude Society.
Harry and my relationship actually spans to a different school. I interviewed Harry 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Something like that.
4 or 5 years ago at a peer school and thought we had a good connection, stimulating conversation. Think of all your interviews and that admission process. And then Harry politely declined admission and chose Millbrook. Thank God for us all. Made me look incompetent and not good at admissions, but nonetheless, we're psyched he's here. So with that, getting to serve as Harry's advisor for his senior year, I was fully prepared to see him being recognized today. That's because Harry dedicates himself to his studies to the fullest extent, repeatedly raises the standards for himself and those around him. This is evident in the rigor of his course load, a lot of APs, advanced classes, his grades, his leadership roles on campus, his ambitious CES project, but most importantly in the way Harry conducts himself on a day-to-day basis. He's intrinsically motivated and far more focused on the process than on the result, a characteristic that is quite countercultural in schools today. Moreover, Harry demonstrates his scholarship at an authentic level through his intellectual curiosity and depth of character. Finally, and certainly worth noting, Harry possesses a profound love of everything Millbrook. He deeply cares about the place, the people, and sustaining the mission. Congratulations, Harry, on your induction to Cum Laude Society.
pen kind of broke. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Tan Yilin Valerie. I learned her name the first time 2 days ago. But I like it. Tan Yilin Valerie. That's how you're supposed to say it. When I need to find Valerie on this campus, it can be a real challenge, because Valerie could be just about in any building on campus. If it's during the academic day, the challenge is a little easier. She might be in the schoolhouse for AP English or Dissent. She could be in the Holbrook Arts Center for Honors Studio, Anthropology, Hamilton for independent research in science or AP Statistics. But if the class day is over, the task is more difficult. Valerie could be at her studio working on her CES project, an evolving portrait, or backstage in this theater. She could be at the library preparing not one but 2 Blaine essays, or an analysis on Wordsworth Ode. She could be on duty in guest house. She could be a student tutors, co-head of the Writing Center. Or maybe she's just working on developing a program for international students, or telling us a little bit about her home in Singapore. The one thing I can tell you is, wherever Valerie is, whatever she's doing, she is doing it with extraordinary dedication and skill, and in the final analysis, with exceptional results. Valerie earned straight A's this fall semester. Straight A's, no A minuses, no excuses, nothing but the highest level of achievement. And for each of those 6 A's, here are 6 observations, one from each of her teachers. Marvelous, amazing, impressive, outstanding, brilliant, articulate. Congratulations, Valerie. You truly are outstanding, brilliant, marvelous, impressive, articulate, and in short, amazing. I learned Andrew's name a long time ago. But what with his easygoing manner, big smile, self-effacing sense of humor, you might not know that this guy is one of Millbrook's most highly accomplished scholars. Here he is, having quietly achieved distinction on the high honor roll this fall. And Andrew has excelled all 4 years. Not just in the math and the sciences. He's taking AP Calculus, BC, took AB last year. He's taking AP Statistics. He's taking Honors Biology last year, Advanced Physics this year. He earned an A+ in Advanced Physics. But Andrew's intellectual interests, and I might add his achievements, are wide-ranging. He has done superb work in Honors English, French 4, and Economics this year. But most important, those of us who have been fortunate enough to have taught Andrew know how he makes a classroom more invigorating, more insightful, a better place to be. His generous nature, whether in his questions, his observations, his willingness to take risks, taken all together, they benefit all of us who share his intellectual space. Congratulations, Andrew. There you go. All yours.
Laura Toland is all business. She takes this academic stuff seriously. And as Laura's advisor for 4 years and also her teacher, I'm going to tell you the secret to her consistent success. Underformers, take note. First, Laura just gets it done, and she gets it done well. Whether it's a precise translation in Latin or her U.S. history term paper, Laura fights apathy and understands that every little thing matters, allowing her to do the big things. And second, Laura grits through the tough stuff. Her consistently rigorous schedule has culminated this year with AP French, AP English, AP Calculus, Advanced Bio, and Con Law. I'm sure she would have loved to continue taking Latin this year, but she exhausted the curriculum her fifth form year. Third, Laura actually implements feedback from her teachers. She understands that extra help is a tool to connect with them and that revising her work is an essential part of learning. And finally, Laura has grown into a generous classmate over her 4 years. Underformers, think of a time that Laura has helped you in class, in Studers with a tough math problem, an essay in the Writing Center where she's co-head. If you have taught Laura, teachers, you know how satisfied she is by the intellectual experience. Ultimately, Laura understands that learning is not a chore, it's a prize. Congratulations, Laura, on all you've learned.
Parenthetically, some of these inductees of the Cum Laude Society look bleary-eyed because they were also on the midnight run last night in Manhattan, feeding the homeless, on top of having Blaine's and all sorts of other things to do. So just thought I'd make a note of that. As Clarkey has said of her, Tess is either the most driven, laid-back person I've ever met, or the most laid-back, driven person. Whatever she is, it's working. In everything she does, Tess has that quiet affect and killer intellect. With her mellow monotone, she makes incisive arguments, sensitive character observations, and unpacks l'imparfait with the best of them. Her nonchalance is just a cover for a deeply engaged, independent, yet generous scholar who takes great joy in things like seeing the pericardium sac surrounding a heart and then begs to be the first to dissect it. She doesn't mind being wrong either, so that she can tease out nuances and concepts in history. And it is this curious combination of unflappable ease and intellectual ambition that draws others into Tess's sphere of influence. She makes it look pretty fun and pretty cool to be a nerd, and she enjoys the companionship along the way. So Tess, your secret is out. And we are so grateful for all that you have given to the intellectual life of Millbrook. Congratulations on being inducted in the Cum Laude Society.
In the 3 years C has been at Millbrook, she's taken an impressive array of courses, including advanced physics, advanced chemistry, independent science research, AB and BC calculus, French 1, 2, and 4, and AP English. I hope you're keeping score. She skipped a year of French, a third language that she's learning in her second language. And yet, C is a kid who can find a cloud in any silver lining. When I compliment her on her top-notch grades, she focuses on her B in history. When she bemoans the fact that she is so bad at writing, I have to remind her that she's taking AP English in her second language. Why would I mention C's pessimism in a speech dedicated to praising her accomplishments? Because that's what I do. Because her own self-doubt is what makes C all the more impressive. Some respond to dissatisfaction with apathy. C responds with resolve. For example, though she found history difficult, remember the wretched B I mentioned? She took anthropology this year, and not only does she love it, she's killing it. The kid who takes challenges and setbacks as a cue to dig deeper is a kid who will succeed, maybe not immediately, but eventually. This same kid will find herself inducted into the Cum Laude Society. Congratulations, C.
You are now members of the Cum Laude Society. We admire you for your grit and resilience as much as for your ability and your curiosity and for your commitment. Once again, congratulations.